All right, so let's move on to step 4. And this is modeling scenarios to explore opportunities. So this is the what if. What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I reinvested the equity? Because remember, your equity has opportunity cost, just like cash in the bank. That has opportunity cost on there. So I am not telling you as I go through here the best thing to do with your equity, the best thing to do with your portfolio. My job, Property Llama's job, your real estate team's job is to help you understand the options, play out these scenarios, get some more details, and then figure out what the right move is for you. And sometimes the move is do nothing. A lot of times the move is to go out there and make a move with a asset in your portfolio. So let's go back to, let's see here. Let's go back to this property right here. This is that first rental I talked about. And I'm going to leave the updated rents in here because I'm a big believer in that. I'm not going to, hey, if I can command, I think $1,000 more rent I put in here, I want to use that as my baseline because that is the accurate numbers in the property so I can go out there and model it. Now, what can we do with this equity? I mean, I've got $450,000 in equity. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money in my real estate piggy bank. That gives me, that's close to $500,000. Wow. What could I invest $500,000 into? Well, you can invest in a lot of different assets. I mean, you could obviously sell it, take out a HELOC or a cash out refi, and invest in the business, go to Vegas, take a vacation, invest in stocks, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that here. I'm going to keep it very, very much real estate focused. And as far as those other opportunities you have in life for your personal, your business, your investments, that's something that you'll have to work with, using Property Llama and the appropriate team members in your life to figure out the options you have. But the two most common options we see out there are to do a refinance and then like a cash out refinance, either through a cash out refinance or a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Take that money and go reinvest it, or sell the property and then do a 1031 exchange to help minimize and not pay taxes right now, and then buy a new property. Again, I won't go into all the details on here. I just want to keep it modeling so you understand how to use the system and the opportunity cost you have with equity in your portfolio. So I'm going to start off with a 1031 trade up. So I'm just going to click on these three dots, click here, and the system is going to give me a few options on here. And this is where you either need to know the data or work with your real estate team to figure it out. But I can use, I'll get an interest rate at 6.5%. I can go out there and get a 6.5% cap rate property. And since interest rates are a little bit higher now, we have a lot more people putting down a little bit of a higher down payment. So I'll keep it at a 35% down payment. Again, don't get stuck on these numbers. Future videos and your real estate team will help you dial that in. So I'll put these variables in here and then click Launch 1031. Now give the system a few seconds to go out there and process this. And it's going to come out here and display a scenario results page for you so you can see how it's looking and how it's performing. So there's three main parts to it. The first one is this graph up here, which is extremely, it's a great visual. And it has, cash flow, net operating income, loan balance, equity, valuation. Like I said, I'm very NOI focused, so I'm going to focus on here. So this red line shows what my NOI goal is, which is $240,000. I don't know if you can see that on here, but yeah, $240,000 based off of that. And then this yellow line is my current portfolio. And this blue line is what it would look like if I sold that property and did a 1031 exchange. So you can see here, by doing this from a high level, to get to my goal, as is, I'd get there around year 24, year 25, right here. But if I do this one move, I would get there around year 12 or so. So that would basically cut my time in half. Now again, this is not perfect. This is meant to help give you a quick model so you can see it. But if you're telling me I can get to my goal 12 years faster, that is significant. That catches my attention, that catches my interest. And a lot of you may see the same opportunities in your portfolio. So, the second part actually does a comparison for year one. So, on the right here is my current portfolio. On the left here is the new portfolio that I did on June 14th with a 1031 exchange. So it has some of the key metrics here, and it uses, red light, green light to help you understand what's going on. So you can see my return equity went from 9.3% to about 11.4%. So it did increase. Now again, this is not just showing the property, this is the whole portfolio. So those other three properties are also included in here. But you can see here, my valuation increased. My equity stayed about the same because all I did was shift equity from one, put a new property, and I re-leveraged that. But here's the exciting stuff. Cash flow. Okay, it goes up from $38,000 to $45,000. Great, I love seeing the increase, but that's nothing like, earth-shattering, but it's an increase. That's good. But here's a powerful thing. My current NOI, or my paid-off properties, is about $102,000. Now, with this one move, I went from $102,000 to about $160,000. Well, that is what, a $57,000 increase? Well, if my goal is $240,000 a year and I can do $57,000 a year, that's a large percentage of me taking a big step towards my goals. And it shows you loan to value, loan balance. It shows you your total breakdown of the money you're making, so you can dig through all this. I won't explain everything on here because I don't want to overwhelm you, but hopefully you're getting the gist on here. All right, now the third part. This is where it shows your whole portfolio. And you can see here, I no longer have SFR rental number one. Why? Because I sold it. It's no longer in my portfolio. So now I have a new investment, single family rental number one. So all that is doing, that's just the automatic name generation in Property Llama that says, hey, you sold single family rental number one, and now you're buying a new property, and this is the new property you bought with that. And it comes down and just does a very simple modeling. Hey, you got this equity times this cap rate, this interest rate. Here's how this property is performing. You can come in here and update this as needed, but again, you get the high level gist of it. So you can come through here, run a lot of scenarios, and if one really catches your eye, ooh, this looks interesting, as you're doing it yourself or with your real estate team, you can click Save to My Portfolio. And once you do that, it saves this property to your portfolio. If you go to My Portfolio, it'll now appear in this portfolio section. So I'm going to scroll down, and then here it is. My new portfolio is now saved on here. So now I can have multiple portfolios in Property Llama for comparison, or just saying, hey, I ran 3 scenarios. I like all these. I'm going to save these 3 scenarios to come back and look at. All right, so we could talk a lot more about model scenarioing, and we will in future videos, but I think you got the gist of it and what Property Llama can do. So I recommend you play around with that on the 1031 trade up and also the cash out refinance and reinvest as well. I've done both of those and I absolutely love both of those.